Hey Go Tribe. So today we're going to speak to our beautiful ladies, and I want to cover a specific topic that affects your body a lot, and sometimes you might not even have a clue what's going on with you, or even when you address a medical personnel, they might not know. So if you're interested in learning what we're going to speak about, stay tuned. And for men, it's about women, but if you care about your partner and want to know how to deal with this specific problem we're going to discuss, please stay tuned so you can also enlighten others. Now, before I give you the name of this syndrome, a lot of women go through this and don't even realize it. Have you ever noticed that your vaginal opening feels tight and feels like you're hitting a wall when you try to have intimacy? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed this tightness of your pelvic that you can't explain it? It doesn't feel like it's a medical issue, but it's there. And even when you try to explain it, people don't understand. And even for men, you guys have seen videos around where a man and a woman somehow locks in an intimate position and cannot separate themselves. A lot of people blame it on tradition and say, oh my God, the wife cheated on the husband, but they do not understand why that actually happens. Now, if you've gone through this, please stay tuned for this video. And again, there are so many topics when it comes to this human body of ours. Is so complex and complicated that we just look at it on a surface level, but there's a lot that goes in. For your body to work properly, your mind has to be right. It needs to be set in place. And a lot of things are not discussed in schools these days. Although this topic, I think it's covered in the book Every Woman, and every lady should give this book to their daughters because it's very important. Now, I can speak very openly and freely about this topic because I went through it. Oh boy, I know my page is full of a lot of traumatic things and sometimes it feels overwhelming, but it is what it is. Now, a few years back, about 8 years ago, I had this issue. Every time I wanted to be intimate, I would feel this strange feeling of panic. I would feel so panicked that my downstairs area would just shut down. And at first, it started very simple. Like I would feel this squeeze, I would feel this uncomfortable feeling like my muscles were squeezing, you know. And at first, it started as just something very mediocre, and then it extended. Now, this tightness of my vaginal area would stay that way for weeks, sometimes months. Now, what happens in the process when your vaginal area is not loose and relaxed? What happens is that nice juicy fluid that is supposed to go through your canal, you know, it ceases to exist. Everything just goes dry, you know, and it makes the tightness even worse. But a lot of people don't know this, you know, and they'll just say, oh, you know, it's not that your body is not willing to engage in intimacy, it's just your body just can't. You see, when this started happening to me, I would go to the hospital because I started noticing, and women too, if your body is not producing the right kind of liquid, you know, fluid that is supposed to keep your canal healthy, you would always feel like it changes your sense a bit, you know. So I would go to the hospital. I'm like, please, you guys need to run tests. This is what I'm feeling, blah, blah, blah. And they never could respond to what was going on with me. And they would run on my test. Everything would be clean. I would tell them, please check, check to see. They say everything is fine. But my brain was smelling something. I couldn't figure it out. And every gynecologist, this was even back in Romania, would do the smell test and nothing was wrong. And I'm like, what is going on? It got so often I was going to the hospital because I'm like, something is wrong. But they started thinking I was crazy, and then I started believing I actually was crazy because it did not make sense to me. Now, knowing that I had a problem that the doctors couldn't explain, I did the next best thing. I signed myself up for therapy. And oh my God, when I say in the first 10 minutes, this woman understood exactly what was wrong with me. And she gave me a term. I explained to her everything I've been going through. And she says, my darling, you have vaginismus. And I'm like, vagi what? Spell it for me so I can write it down because I had to go home and research. And then she explained everything to me. And let me just put a proper definition for you. So let's look at the definition. Vaginismus is a condition where the muscles around your vagina involuntarily tightens or spasm, making penetration painful, difficult, or impossible, often triggered by fear, anxiety, or anticipation of pain. And this is why I say education is very important. When you're not educated the right way in certain things that has to do with your body, you could hurt yourself in the long run. It is so crazy that when your mind doesn't work in sync with your body, you end up having all kinds of breakouts and issues that you do not even know how to define. So that's why we're talking about it today. Now, what triggers vaginismus a lot is if you have had in your past traumatic situations like SA. Yes, that's where majority of it comes from. Or you have the fear of intimacy. And this is why I will forever tell young people. I know there's a cute boy in your school that is making your eye turn. I know this. But please give yourself the joy of waiting to be intimate. Give yourself the time to know yourself and know your body before you involve or let anyone convince you to be intimate. Because if you start too soon, before your body is ready, before your mind is in sync with your body, you will for sure have problems down the line. No one comes out to speak about these things because they're embarrassed of it. But listen to me. Anytime you rush into doing things when you're not mentally prepared for it, it creates a block. Vaginismus, you cannot explain it. It's the most uncomfortable feeling you would go through. Your body will shut down on you, and no matter how much you try to fight through it, it will stay locked that way. Like I said, vaginismus is created from trauma like SA. Now, it is also known in the Muslim community also that, because they have to keep themselves to marriage, and when they wait, the anticipation and the fear builds up because you have aunties telling you, oh, you know what you're going to expect is going to be painful, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. Now, that creates a trauma in the mind that you might dismiss today, but it would attack you down the line, even 5-10 years into your marriage. Another thing, we need to start educating our boys also. Every woman's body, especially her genital area, is different. Some might be tighter, some might be naturally looser, but that's the way the body is formed. You see, when men tell women, oh, your body is like this or your body is like that, a woman might just let it go, but it's here. And she might end up having problems down the line. Do not speak on issues you do not understand. It's just like a man's private zone. Some are bigger, some are smaller. It is what God gave you. You ain't all built the same, honey. Trust me on this one. Give yourself the time and the space to pick partners you want. There are people in relationships that we're fine, that were never abused, but because they have an abusive partner, with time they start having fear when it comes to intimacy. And with time they would have this problem. Your VJJ can literally shut down on you. You could try to have penetration and it feels like you're hitting a wall. It is uncomfortable and it changes everything about the way you move. I tried for years to get rid of this. Even with therapy, it's just I had to move. With therapy, the only thing that actually killed it for me is when I found love. When I found someone that made me feel comfortable with myself, I started relaxing. Because I promise you, I tried all the pelvic stretches. I did all that. I started buying those, they would tell you, oh, use this special scent and steam. None of that works. The only thing that works truly with vaginismus is peace of mind. You might be willing to be intimate. Your partner might be willing for you guys to be involved, but it doesn't help. And this is why I say for men, if you love your women, please bear with them. Give them time, because the more you put pressure on them, is the tighter and is the more it shuts down there. I have given you an idea right now, so please just go run with it and read about it, because a lot of women are married today and are being pressured in their marriage to be intimate, and they do not understand what's going on with their bodies. So please, if you love your wives, be kind to her and allow her get to that space. A lot of women have been through SA and would not tell you as their partner, and then we end up with issues down the line. Please be understanding. The body and the mind has to be in sync Intimacy is one of the most enjoyable and beautiful things, but if you're traumatized, you will slack in this department. Please take care of your bodies, take care of your minds, and you